everyone, welcome back. It's Lucy. Today we're going through a slow Pilates floor. It's going to be a full body challenge. It's going to really get your whole body nice and stimulated, but in quite a slow, gentle way. So this is perfect for those days where you just want something a little bit less intense. You want that slow, nourishing movement, but still really waking up your whole body. This is part one. This is going to take you 25 minutes. Part two is coming out later on in the week. So if you really want to do the whole thing together, I'm then going to release a third video, which is going to be part one and two together with no breaks. So have a look out for that as well. Make sure you're subscribed for all of those videos. So let's get going on the mat. So come and join me down onto the mat. We're going to start off on the knees today. Left foot in front. You want to start with your foot slightly in front of your knee. And let's just unlock a little bit of tension in the hip flexors first of all. I want you to tuck your hips underneath. Lean the weight of your hips forward, send your arms up to the sky. And then circle your arms around, straighten out this front leg, pull your toes up and press your chest down. Stretch through the hamstring, that back of the left thigh. And again, send the hips forward, tuck the tailbone under, really open up the front of this right hip. Circle the arms, extend that left knee and chest down. Two more of these. Opening up the front of that right hip, your right hip flexor. And stretching out that left hamstring. And one more here. Fantastic. From here, we're going to take that left foot back onto all fours. And let's unlock the upper back a little bit here with some thread needle stretches. So take this right arm up to the ceiling, take a breath in, and breathing out, thread it underneath. Bend your left arm, rest your right arm down on the floor. Breathing in, stretch up, and breathing out, down. Breathing in up and breathing out down. Okay, over to the left arm. Breathing in, stretch that arm up, extend your chest up to the ceiling and breathing out down and threading underneath. Breathing in up and breathing out down. Last one. Excellent. Okay, let's get back into those hip stretches. So this time we're going to take our right foot forward. Remember, it needs to be in front of the knee rather than directly underneath it. Let's tuck those hips under. Think about lengthening that left hip flexor, front of the left hip. Lean your body weight forward, sink your hips down, extend those arms. And then circle your arms around, straighten out that right leg and chest down towards the leg. You should feel that lovely hamstring stretch. Press that knee forward, come upright, tuck the tailbone under, extend those arms up, lean the front of that left hip forwards, and take the arms around and stretch the hamstring. Let's go for two more. Stretching our left hip flexor. Pulling the hips back, stretching that right hamstring. Press that chest down, maybe try and get your right leg a little bit straighter. And once more, Remember, tuck the tailbone under. Excellent. And relax. Okay, so we're going to start our main section of strength work here, lying down on our side. Okay, so we're going to be lying down on one side, doesn't matter which side it is first, but rest your head on your arm. You want to make sure that you've created a little bit of a gap underneath your waist, okay? So your hip bones are stacked. I want you to lift and externally rotate your top leg. The feet have come apart. Breathe in, just lower it down to hip height. Breathe out, lift. Breathe in, lower. Breathe out, lift. Breathe in, lower. Fantastic, keep it going. Now remember to keep your pelvis facing forward. Okay, don't allow this gap underneath the waist to drop down. Now lift and turn out that leg. As you breathe out, extend the leg away. We're flexing the foot here. Breathe in as it comes in. The knee should still be higher than your hip. Breathe out, extend. Breathe in, bend. So by now you should definitely be able to be feeling the side of the glute of that top leg, okay? You might feel the side of the glute, you might feel the hip. If you feel a lot at the front of your thigh or the front of your hip, try externally rotating a bit more and taking it back a bit more, even if it's a bit behind your body. Excellent. 2 more like this. Fantastic. Rest that leg down. Now this time on that leg, rather than rotating, we're going to be lifting and lowering. So we still want that little bit of a gap underneath the waist. Keep the bottom leg bent, straighten out the top leg. Imagine that your heel is touching the wall behind you, so take it back a few centimetres, don't let it come in front of you. And as you breathe out, lift. As you breathe in, lower. Now if you imagine, like I said, that leg is stuck onto the wall behind you, that means when you lift the leg, you can't bring it forward. Okay, so you have to keep it touching that imaginary wall behind you. That will really enable you to get that side of the glute and side of the leg working. Fantastic. By now your glute should be working quite strongly. Let's do 5 more together. 1, 2, keep it slow and controlled. 3, 4, and 5. And rest. Well done. Okay, from here, we're going to come up onto one knee. So whichever was the bottom leg for you before, that's the knee that's going down. Other leg is out to the side. Now let's start to work on some sideways movement here. Take your arms out to the side. Place one hand down on the ground and lift that other arm up and over. Get that lovely stretch. As you breathe out, come up, and we're going to go through our counter stretch here over to the other side. And again, just one more like this, and then we're going to start to challenge the strength a little bit more. So this time, I want you to place your hands across your chest. So now we're taking away the hand that was supporting us underneath. So breathe in, side bend, breathe out, up. Breathe in and breathe out. Fantastic. I think this is another exercise that's helpful again to think about your back stuck to a wall and you're just sliding down and up. So that means as you side bend, you can't lean forward or rotate back. Now these side bending exercises, you're getting the muscles at the sides of your waist and the sides of your back working. So that sort of area is where you should feel this. Keep it nice and slow. Try not to use too much momentum or swing. 3 more, then we're going to make it a little bit more challenging. 1. 2. 3. Now let's place the hands behind the head. This time we're going to add on a little bit of rotation in the middle. So let's go over to that midway point. Twist towards the floor. Back to the center and up. Well done. And again to the side. Twist. Center and up. Excellent. So now we're adding the rotation. We've got an extra element of work around the middle of the body. So you will feel that top side of your waist, top side of your back muscles working much harder now. But again, we're keeping the pace slow, no rush. Just slow it down and give your brain enough time to really focus on what you're doing and connect with those muscles. 1 more like this. Up, and let's stretch over in the other direction. Fantastic. So let's take this now onto the other side. Okay, so again, find that gap underneath the waist so that you can ensure that the pelvis is nicely aligned. So from here, starting with our external rotation lifts, slightly tuck your tailbone underneath and lift this whole top leg up and rotate it out. Breathe in as it comes down, but it's just going down to hip height, not resting on the other one. Breathe out, lift, and breathe in lower. Excellent. So we're working that side of that top glute, okay? So that's where you can expect to feel it working. If you can't feel anything there yet at all, don't worry too much because it tends to come in more as the further you do. But also think about tucking your hips underneath and really trying to get your leg as high as you can without rolling your pelvis back. 2 more like this, then we're going to stop with that leg up for our leg extensions. So lift that leg up, hold it there. As you breathe out, extend it away, flex your foot, push your heel towards the other wall. Breathe in as you come in, breathe out as you go out. Breathe in as you come in. Excellent. You're doing really, really well. Keep trying your best to keep that knee up when you bend it in so it's not dropping down. Fantastic. Keep going. You can do it. We're going to go for 4 more here. Breathe out, stretch away. 1, 2, 3, 4, and rest it down. Well done. Okay, so this time we're going for our leg lift exercise. So the bottom leg is going to remain bent. Ensure you have that gap under the waist, ribs in and hips tucked under. Straighten away that top leg, take it back at just a couple of centimeters so it's slightly behind you and you're sticking it on your imaginary wall. As you breathe out, lift. Breathe in lower. Now it's very easy to lift it up massively high and rock your top hip back, flattening your waist. You don't want to do that. You want to keep the pelvis stacked and only take that leg up as far as you can keep the waist up for. That's fantastic. By now that glute should be working nicely hard. Let's try 4 more to finish, everyone. 1, 2, draw everything in. 3, last one. 4, fantastic. Rest there. Okay, so whatever was your bottom leg, that knee is where you're now kneeling on. Extend the other leg out. Well done. All right, so we're going to take our first 2 side bends, placing the hand down just to experience that movement before we work it a bit harder. So take your arms out, place one hand down on the ground, lift the other arm up, really get that lovely side bend shape. And slowly coming back up and stretching over to the other side. And one more. Get that lovely side bend and coming back up. All right, so let's start to work those oblique muscles a bit harder now, yeah? So take your arms across your chest, breathe in, side bend, and breathe out. Pull that side of your waist back together. Breathe in and out. In and out. So think about what I was saying earlier about having your back stuck to an imaginary wall behind you. So all that's happening is your body is sliding down and up the wall. We're not curling forward, we're not twisting, just keeping everything nice and neutral for our side bend. And make sure you're breathing through the movement. Breathe in to go down and out to come up. 4 more. 1, 2, 3, 4. Take your hands behind your head or at the sides of your head, and now we add on our rotation. Go over to the side, twist down, chest down towards the floor. Back to the side and up. Well done. And again, to the side, midway point, twist. Back to the side, draw everything in and up. Well done. You're doing so well. Let's keep it going. Fantastic. Let's go for 3 more together. Side, rotate, side, and up. Well done. Side, rotate, side, and up. And let's do one more. Side, rotate, side, and up. And stretch that arm over the top for the counter stretch. Well done. Take a rest there. Now from here we're going to come down into sitting. Let's just go through a couple of stretches before we start to work on some core strength. So lengthen your body up tall. Let's stretch the arms up. And as you breathe out, lean forward. Place the hands down on the floor. If you can get your forearms down, even better. If you can't, it's no worries. And just hold that stretch. Now this is a deep stretch around the hips. You'll probably feel your glutes, and you may feel around the front of your hips or the back of your legs as well. From here, send one arm up to the ceiling and twist. Bring it back down, and just one of those on the other arm. And back down. Fantastic. And coming back up. On days like this when we fancy something a bit slower, it's nice to add in a few stretches as we go. So come and lie down onto your back now. I want you to straighten your legs out in front of you and lie down. Now we're going to start a little bit of abdominal work with some roll-ups first. So this exercise, we're really aiming to curl through the spine. Think about that C-shaped spine with your abdominals drawing in the center. Now, arms up above your head. Let's take a breath in. And as you breathe out, start to peel up head, shoulders, upper back, mid back, lower back, and reach to your feet. Lengthen up tall, take a breath in. Breathe out, scoop the tailbone under, slowly control that back. This is all about control. Breathe in, arms up. And breathe out. Rolling up. Lovely, now keep going. Now if you're struggling with this, if you're unable to sit up from the floor, then what I would do is bend your knees, start upright, and use your hands to support you on the back of your thighs. So you still get that rolling down sensation, just as far as you feel you can sit up from, and then you can walk your hands back up your thighs to come back up. So keep going with whichever option suits you. Really good. Fantastic. Now next time you come on up to sitting, just hold it there. This time we're just going to roll back halfway, whether you've got your legs bent or not. Tuck your tailbone underneath and roll back halfway. We're going to do some rotations here. So take one arm up, rotate and stretch that arm behind you. Take it up, over and back to the center. Then the other arm up, rotate and stretch away. Up, rotate, back to the center. One more on each arm. Let's really focus on keeping the abdominals scooped in. We don't want to be stiff backs like this. Last one. Fantastic, rolling down. Arms up, take a breath in. Breathing out, rolling forward. We're going to reach to our feet. Lengthen up tall, take a breath in. Breathing out, tuck and roll back halfway. Same thing, arm comes up, around and to the side. Up and around and back. And again. One more on each side, up and around. Excellent. And last one. And rolling down. Really nice. Arms come up. We're rolling all the way up to the center. We're going to reach down towards our feet. Lengthen up tall. Now this time, bend your knees. Place your hands on the floor, pointing away from you. Now we're going to be doing some reverse planks here, but we're going to keep the knees bent. So what I'd like you to do is take a breath in. As you breathe out, tuck the tailbone under, scoop your hips up towards the ceiling, and see if you can press them up until they are roughly in a straight line through your shoulders and hips and knees. Then slowly roll it down. Breathe out, push up. Breathe in, lower down. And again. So this is a very strange movement. You're working on the strength from your glutes and back and hamstrings to lift up the hips. But also what you might notice is when you're at the top, you get a little bit of a stretch on the front of your shoulders as well, which is a really interesting muscle to get that stretch on, because it's often a muscle that's a little bit tough to stretch, but it's often a muscle that we're quite tight in, especially if you do a lot of things where your arms are in front of you, like driving, sitting at a desk, working on a phone, working on a computer. Excellent. Just 2 more of these. Fantastic. And rest there. So that concludes our part 1. If you'd like to join for part 2, have a watch for my channel later on in the week where part 2 will be coming out, and I'll also be doing a video which just links them all together if you want to then do it all the way through.